you go into the All-Star break with that 10-game heater, and then come back and struggle a little bit. You look at just up until last night, and the team struggling. Is that because the argument by those who are negative is that this is you won some games during that streak against teams that were not so good. First time you encounter some good teams, you struggle a little bit. Where are you at it when you look at since the All-Star break?
I haven't noticed any negativity in this town. Have you? I think we're 14 and 5 in July. All good, man.
Okay,
keep rolling. No, it was a tough series in Chicago. I mean, it was great when Willier hit that home run and then Breggy followed up. It felt really good because we were struggling. Tough series out there, and then another tough series in Philly. And then last night was excruciating, but it also hopefully could be a turning point in the season where these guys really dug deep. It was a game we felt like we needed to have coming into an off day, and then huge series this weekend against the Dodgers. So it was a good win last night, and now let's keep it rolling here as we head to the trade deadline.
Sam, there were a lot of people that were comparing last season to this season, going into the All-Star break, really hot, coming out and kind of struggling. You guys were at the same point record-wise at one point after the All-Star break. What do you think the reason is for that?
Well, there's a lot of factors, but to me, and I'm probably too close to it, but it feels like the makeup of this team, it feels different. We have a guy at the top of the rotation that we feel we can call upon. I think our bullpen is stronger than it's been in years past, and certainly these young guys are starting to really come into their own. So there's a good feeling, but to your point, we're not where we want to be. You don't want to mess with the wild card. We're 6 games back in the division, so we've got a lot of ground to make up. Good news is we've got another shot against Toronto and a couple against the Yankees, so we're still focused on trying to win that division.
Deadline a week away. What is, from your perspective, the number one need for this team positionally?
Well, we're I think we're well positioned to continue to find ways to improve the club and improve the organization. So you can never have enough pitching. I mean, I've just been in this for so long. Usually the team with the most lockdown bullpen, team with a great rotation, are teams that are built to go deep in the postseason. That said, I can tell you there's a lot of outbound phone calls being made down the hall in baseball operations, looking at ways to upgrade our defense at certain positions, catcher, first base, right-handed, left-handed. I mean, we're looking, trying to uncover all opportunities to improve this team. That said, when you've got 20, 21 teams at this point trying to do the same, it's challenging. So my guess is it'll come right down to the end as it usually does.
But if I heard you right, pitching number one need.
Well, you could argue that there's other areas of weakness and needs. I just think in my experience here at sort of the level where you take a step back and you zoom out, the teams that are best built for postseason success feature lockdown starters and a bullpen that is elite. So that's probably a personal bias, but I know Brez and his team are looking at all sorts of different options to try and improve the group that we have.
Sam, yesterday Jeff Passan wrote at ESPN.com doing a primer for the deadline, quote, "At this moment, the Red Sox are not inclined to engage in any large-scale deadline moves," unquote. I saw Alex Spear 2 nights ago on the NESN broadcast discussing the market not being one that was appetizing. I don't know the exact wording he used, but something to that effect. Where are you on preparing the fan base for what to expect that the organization is going to try and pull off in a week?
Yeah, we're looking to improve, Chris, and Passan and Alex and all these guys talk to lots of different people. I'm not sure where those reports specifically come from, because I can tell you there's been going all the way back to December, January, February, there's been a urgency around this organization to be as competitive as possible in 2025, and really excited about the group that we have. So there's a lot of activity. In terms of preparing the fan base for what may happen, it would be foolish to try and predict here, because when you get into the trade deadline, emotions run high across all of baseball, and players who may not be available today may be available just 4 or 5 days from now. So not really sure the direction it's going to go. We'll just continue to monitor all opportunities and see what might be available as we get closer to the 31st.
Sam, one of the things that Bresla has told us is that he feels that this team is a legitimate contender and can make a push this year, and is looking to not just add depth, but is looking to add an impact arm, somebody that will get here and move the needle, especially after a guy like Crochet in that rotation. Is that the mindset of everybody in the organization, not just adding depth, but adding an impact player that can really make a push for this season and going after a world championship opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, you said it, Wiggy, like having Garrett Crochet at the top of your rotation to be able to add to an ace like that would be great. Now, will it happen? Really hard to know. So we'll just have to see what may or may not be available as we get into it. We got guys like Brian Bayo and Lucas Giolito and Walker Buehler starting to pitch better, and so we're comfortable with the guys that we have. But if we could add to it, that would be something that we'd obviously have to consider.
Philosophically, is the organization okay if that's a rental?
I mean, I think we're open to anything that improves the club in 2025. The really great thing is I think the optimistic outlook for years out in the future, when you've got a lot of young star controllable players in terms of Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer and Garrett Crochet is 26 years old, and Narvaez is 26, Rafaela is 24. So the future is very, very bright. So we're focused now on what we can do over the next 10 days or so to improve this year's club, and we're gonna do our best there.
And so, Sam, you guys know how you're going to move going into the next 10 days. It's not based on how you guys perform in the next 2 series.
Look, we feel that nothing's changed since coming into this off season. We feel that we have a team that is built to compete in the postseason, and there's just nothing like October baseball at Fenway Park, and that's been the goal. So that's what we're focused on right now.
Sam, I know what the fan base feels when they see Schwarber dominate the Red Sox. Is that, of all the roster decisions, many have been great successes that you've been a part of, is Kyle Schwarber's departure from Boston after ingratiating himself so quickly and so effectively with the region one that you look back on with regret?
I mean, he is an unbelievable teammate, great player, and someone who contributed. It was a short period of time that he was with us. But, yeah, I mean, anytime you have a guy who fits well in your organization and you're unable to retain them, we've certainly had our share of those over the last 24 years. You definitely have some regret, and it's the old, like, why can't we get guys like that? So he's a great player, and so we acknowledge that. That said, we've got a great young group emerging, and excited about the talent that we have in our clubhouse.
On another note, Sam, a lot of questions this morning from fans who may be heading to Fenway this weekend about the potential hospitality workers strike and how that will affect fans. And so I just want it, because there's back and forth where you've got unions saying buy your food outside. You got questions about whether Beer will be delivered, which is very important to a lot of fans. So, is there a plan in place if that strike is going on to get people their Fenway Franks and their waters and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to just clarify that the Red Sox are not a party to this labor negotiation. This is a negotiation between our vendor, Aramark, and their union. And that said, we're very focused, and we're monitoring the situation because there's a huge impact on our fans in Fenway Park. We are very confident that both sides are negotiating in good faith, and our hope is that they come to an agreement at some point. They've been working on a contract that expired many months ago, so we're hopeful they reach an agreement. But in terms of coming to Fenway this weekend, Aramark has assured us that they're prepared to staff all the operations fully. We're going to give a great fan experience. Food, beverage service is going to be business as usual, and so we're navigating through it. But it's not our negotiation, so we don't have a seat at this table.
I don't know if you know this or not, but early in his working career, Chris Curtis was a vendor at Fenway Park. And so if you're looking for somebody, very gregarious person who could interact with the fans, then he might be available this weekend, Sam.
I could think of some other jobs we could bring him in and then fire him from.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That would be fun.
We should do it one day.
Hey, anything I can do to help the Red Sox, Sam, you know where to find me.
We should get him out there one
Chris,
night.
What product did you sell?
Well, that's a great question. So I was in the stands. My dad's old colleague at E&Y, Mr. Buckley, was a exec with the Red Sox, and he hooked me up, and I sold Diet Coke. I was the last on the totem pole, so whatever was not wanted to have. And then, I don't know if you know this, but the left field steps at Fenway aren't exactly in unison. Some are like 6 inches, some are 10. So on my second night at Fenway Park, I did a total and complete wipeout. Diet Cokes flying in the air. I'm shocked there was never a lawsuit against the Red Sox because of the damage I caused, but I did that for 2 summers. So if needed, I will come back.
That explains the anger and the venom. Got it. I knew there was something deep rooted inside of you. I got it now.
Yeah, that was it.
I mean, so I feel like once this is over and settled, if we can't get Curtis to throw out a first pitch, we ought to get him to work one night as a vendor.
Right. Throw out a hot dog.
We'll give the proceeds to charity, or maybe we'll do it around Jimmy Fund, which Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon is coming up, Sam. We're not that far away from it again this year.
How about he serves you, Greg, at the back bar of the Dell Technologies Club? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know if that would work.
I don't know if John and John would appreciate it. The two best bartenders in Fenway, in my opinion. But
I don't think I'm trusted near booze.
All right. Well, big weekend this weekend. Sam Kennedy, thanks for taking the time this morning.
Thanks, guys.
All right. That is Sam Kennedy.